Yeah, guys, I'm going to keep this very short, very simple.
Good work.
To start with, it's not a beauty competition. Come on, I got elected. That's the first point out of the way. But moving on, I think I'm the all-rounder. You know, everyone knows me, I love the ends, I love going out. You'll always see me in the club. You'll always see me also at the 9 o'clock meeting. I don't miss the meetings. You'll see me at every point along the day. I think I am a very well recognised staff. I'm always up and down these corridors. I'm always at our student union nights. I pop into all our facilities. So that's kind of that point, of course. There's more emphasis I want to do over this year, but my main point, as I already mentioned, is democracy and governance. These are words that are probably used too regularly in the student union. So democracy is kind of getting the students involved, and the governance is how we're going to run the union. As I've already said, been on training courses, I've got my action plan, I know what I want to do. However, this is going to take at least 16 months. For me to actually even start it or implement it, I need to get re-elected. That's my first point. But please be aware that the whole democracy and governance review will start from you guys. I've looked at many different structures, and I want the grassroots structure, which is starting with you guys, talking to you, finding out what you want from your union, and then building up to the way we run it at the top. Lots of other things. I want more support for societies. Give sports teams ownership over the Wednesday night, earlier library opening hours, more support for e-sport officer, actually probably changing all the sabbatical positions totally, probably bringing in a 6th sabbatical, because I don't know if you guys are aware, but the student union is not here to run this facility. The student union was set up originally for campaigns and representation, and unfortunately along the way over many years that's kind of been lacking in Brighton. So I want to revive campaigns committee, make sure that you guys are deciding what we're campaigning on, and also push forward our representation to make sure that we're all here as purely representatives first, and then we worry about these things. But please give me some questions, I look forward to it.
Thank you. I'll give you the same question I gave to Mike, it's only fair. Obviously you're aware of student apathy and just lower and lower numbers of people actually getting engaged. How do you plan to actually combat that and get people involved?
This is going to come, I'm pretty sure I'm going to say it's too many times over democracy and governance review. These guys unfortunately know that I stay in every single meeting as well, because this is something I'm passionate about. So actually improve the apathy, basically, smash apathy as we get taught every NUS thing we go to. We need to get talking to the students. We need to rechange what this student union is about. It's got two lots in the fact that it's about entertainment, it's about sports teams, it's about societies. When it's not what it's about, we've got to re-change the whole democracy, and then that should eventually lead to higher student involvement. The common query is, it's not about setting up a meeting. It's not about organising a meeting, publicising it and getting everyone there. It's about literally coming into the cafe, sitting down with a group of 5 or 6 people who are unexpected, and just going, yeah, guys, what's your opinions on the union? Really recording it down, actually getting, not just having a conversation and getting it, actually putting this together. And then once you've got the very beginning sort of ideas, then you start to set up meetings with students. And you can, through talking to students in a general situation like this cafe, you can find out who's interested in actually putting a lot of input into the democracy and governance review.
How would you represent students who, say, spend a lot of time working, they're struggling with their fees, things like that, they don't have time to come into the cafe, sit down?
It's not just going to be me through here. It will be you.
There's a lot of students that just use the cover.
This is going to have to be something that's taken on as a whole team. You know, not just by myself, but by the other 4 vice presidents and all the part-time elected officers and the staff members. Talking to other unions, you know, the general manager gets heavily involved in the democracy and governance review. It's not possible for me to speak to 21,000. It's probably not going to be possible to speak to 21,000 anyway. But also a lot of email contact. For instance, you know, we've just done an institutional audit where we did a sent out email, and over 2,200 students filled in this questionnaire and sent it back. And from that, we've got some amazing data. Like you'd be surprised at how happy Brighton students actually are. They're loving their courses. You will be surprised. The information will be released at one point.
I may be in the minority here, but as a first-year student, I've heard little to nothing about any of this. There's just no awareness among, not just me, but all of my year, as far as I know. Nobody seems to take, it's not about taking an interest, it's about actually knowing that they can take an interest as well, because, I mean, posters which are up everywhere for every single little thing you could ever think of. so everybody blankets them out anyway. I mean, you can't stop and read every post you walk past. It's going to take you a whole day.
I'd second that from ranking.
So how?
Yeah.
How do you plan to engage?
I totally agree.
Make them aware of what you're trying to do.
To start with, you know, Joel has come up with some great ideas, basically, of ways of improving and using the more up-to-date modern technology. Posters don't work, you know. Posters don't work. There's no point in spinning them up for our club nights and that. Flyering works to a certain degree. You know, for instance, we have a monthly flyer in for us, and we pay him extra hours so that he goes into every flat and actually talks to people. And actually talks to them and tells them about the night. Because we started off just flyer dropping, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. It's only by, for instance, him and his team talking to people that they do come to the club nights. But like, for instance, Joel's idea of a text alert, I think if that comes in next year, that'd be a great help.
That'd be a start. But have you thought about getting elected? I mean, on the more political side, you're talking about raising a democracy. But again, if people aren't aware of it, how can it be a democracy if not everyone's taking part? So couldn't you work an angle of involving the lecturers and getting them to alert the students, because that's the only way you're going to reach every student.
That's true.
Believe me, there'll be a lot more than just this coming up. You know, it'll be going out on uni, but there'll be more training sessions as well before I even consider starting a democracy and governance review. I will also be chatting to other unis such as Derby. They've just completed theirs, and seeing how they've done it and see what they found worked best and what didn't work. So then we can just a bit of best practice really. A lot of unions, basically, the whole point of the democracy and governance review is we're stuck in a really old structure. It's, you know, it's not working for the modern day student. It's like, for instance, you take, for instance, the Rumbling Time and Outlets. Other student unions, quite a lot of them are shutting down their trading because it's not really for the students anymore. You know, just student life, students' lifestyles are just changing. They have different needs and requirements.